Hello my lovelies and welcome to the Puff Girl. So today we're going to review the DOTNKEY Cooling Watermelon Sunscreen. So before we go forward, my skin type is dry. I am reviewing this in a dry climate. My MAC foundation match would be an NC40 during the summers. I can go a little bit lighter during the winters. However, I avoid MAC because it is not cruelty free and that's for your shade reference only. I'm basically about to record a lip balm review after this, so I'm just leaving my lips as they are. So if they're dry and cracked up looking, I'm sorry. So let's get into the brand claims of this product. They're saying that this is an SPF of 50 PA++++. That's 4 pluses, that's excellent. So it says it gives UV protection, IR protection, which is basically infrared protection, and also blue light protection. IR, as I've explained in my Requel sunscreen video, is basically infrared rays. They are part of the rays along with the UV rays that come from the sun, and they're also known to create a lot of photo damage to your skin. And blue light, you guys know, it's basically from your screens, it's from your laptop, it's from your phones, so this protects from that light as well. It says it has hyaluronic acid and it is for oily to combination skin. It also says that it gives a non-oily finish. It claims that it has an instant cooling effect and it does not leave a white cast. For those of you watching my sunscreen videos to check if there is a white cast in the sunscreen, let me give you a huge tip. If there is no zinc oxide and there is no titanium dioxide in the sunscreen ingredients, then it's almost impossible that you'll get a white cast. Pure chemical sunscreens will not give you a white cast. This, however, does have a little bit of titanium dioxide way down somewhere in between in the ingredients, so I will show you. This sunscreen is cruelty-free, fragrance-free, and they are promising you that it does not pill, it does not sting the eyes, and it is also non-comedogenic. So yes, basically this brand has claimed almost everything. So let's get into the ingredients of this formula. So this sunscreen basically uses a lot of old gen chemical filters to protect you from the sun. So we're going to go into the ingredients. So the very second ingredient is ethyl hexyl methoxycinnamate, which is basically octinoxate. And then it's also followed by butyl methoxy dibenzoyl methane, which is basically avobenzone. It then has benzophenone 3. It's then followed by glycerin, which I love, and a couple of other cornstarch and watermelon fruit extract, etc. etc. Here we have bis-benzotriazolyl tetramethyl butyl phenol, which is basically Tinosorb M, guys. Okay, Tinosorb M is a new gen chemical filter which is super photo stable. So they've added oxothiazolidine, which is basically like a photo stabilizer. It basically stabilizes your UV filters. So after all of these chemical filters, they've sprinkled a little bit of titanium dioxide, which is basically a pure mineral filter. Then they've gone in with some fruit extracts, like they've gone in with beetroot extract, and they've added sodium hyaluronate, which is basically like hyaluronic acid, and then aloe juice. And yeah, that's about it. That's most of the ingredients. Of course, there's the preservatives, and that's about it. So here our UVA filters are Tinosorb M, avobenzone, benzophenone 3, uvinal A, and titanium dioxide. So there are basically 5 UVA filters in this formula. The B filters are Tinosorb M, octinoxate, titanium dioxide, and benzophenone 3. So as I said before, UVA is what causes tanning. When your sunscreen has good UVA protection, it will protect you largely from the extent to which you normally tan. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I am somebody who on a daily use always prefers a mineral sunscreen. I only reach out to chemical sunscreens on days when aesthetics are super important to me. But otherwise, I like to stick to my mineral sunscreens. However, if you are okay with chemical sunscreens and they have not bothered you or caused any sorts of breakouts, then be my guest. Please go ahead and use your chemical sunscreens. This sunscreen is priced at 595 rupees for 80 grams. That comes to about 7.5 rupees a gram. You need at least a gram of sunscreen per application for optimal protection. That means you will be spending around rupees 7.5 per application. However, I very rarely meet anybody who buys any DOTNKEY products on full price, myself included. I just stock them up during their very frequent sales. DOTNKEY has a lot of 1+1 and 2+2 sales. If you like this sunscreen or any of their products, I would suggest stocking up right around there. So let's get into the 1 gram shot. So let me show you the consistency of this sunscreen. So it's very light and fluidy. If I had to be super honest, it's even lighter than the Minimalist Fluid sunscreen which I've reviewed. I very rarely break out. I don't remember the last time that I actually broke out. I have been using the sunscreen for about 1.5 to 2 weeks and I've broken out. So I have been getting a couple of pimples. I have been on tretinoin for over a year right now and the pimples are still clearing up really fast. But I am breaking out. And this happens not just with this sunscreen, but a lot of old gen chemical filters. Most old gen chemical filters are not really suitable for someone with very sensitive skin. But again, if this does not bother you, then go for it. Okay, so I'm going in with half of this sunscreen on half of my face. The cooling effect, absolutely, it does give you an instant cooling effect upon application. As you see, it absorbs super quickly. It is super easy to blend, very lightweight. As you can see, there is no white cast, okay? There was a little bit of titanium dioxide which could have caused a white cast, but it was somewhere way in between in the ingredients, so I'm sure its strength was not super high. Hence, there's almost no white cast. I'm going to go in with the second half of my face and we're going to test for water resistancy and pilling. Also, a huge shout out to influencer Bhavna Rao. I mean, I know that she wouldn't want me to say this, but dude, I have to thank you because she's been giving me so many sunscreens to keep trying out, and it has saved such a heavy hole in my budget because she has these sunscreens with her already and she just said test them out, use them for a couple of weeks and go ahead and make your reviews. So thank you so much for that. So I applied the sunscreen on both sides of my face. I'm going to give this about 10 minutes to really sink in and get into the skin. I'm going to go have my breakfast and come back, and then we're going to test the water resistance part. It's not creating any sort of a barrier. The water is just falling off. If I move it around, I can see the milky, the sunscreen basically washing off. So because I just washed it off, I'm going to go ahead with a reapplication shot so I can show you if it pills. It does not, but I will show you anyway. I have gone relatively close to my eyes, but I haven't noticed any stinging of the eyes yet. So as you could see, there was no pilling. So I have linked down this product. If you like this video, please hit that like, share and subscribe button. You can also follow me on Instagram at I am Pooja Kiran. Until we meet next time, lots of love. Stay healthy, stay hydrated.